Hi everyone, this is Frank DiMora with the End Times Research Ministry. Today is the 20th, 1 year into his presidency. We have a day I'm going to center on what I believe is the most important news for the week. And that would be, first of all, the shutdown of the U.S. government. Now, a lot of people may say, what does this have to do with Bible prophecy? Well, in a long-term look at what is happening with the U.S. government and their Schumer shutdown, is that eventually, down the line, that the economy, however it's going to happen, because I can't tell you exactly how it's going to happen, but the economy will implode. It may implode because of the huge deficit that the United States has run up. We have, I believe it's almost 21 now, trillion dollars in debt, and you can't hold that kind of debt without something happening. But in the long term, when you're looking at the fulfillment of prophecy, we know that Jesus in the book of Revelation, for example, tells us and shows us that eventually one man will control the entire economic system. How will he do it? Well, the Bible is very clear. He's going to mark you in the right hand or in the forehead with the name of this Antichrist who will be taking over this economic system. And so that really does show us that eventually what will happen is one man will control the economy. Not just the United States, but the world economy. So shutdowns like this is only a prelude to what eventually is going to come. But even more impressing to me right now, because the world economy will come, I believe, later after there's going to be an assault against the nation of Israel. And let me show you what I'm talking about. I've been warning you about Jerusalem significantly because Zechariah the prophet in chapter 12 talks about, and I'll mention this a couple times in this video, about Jerusalem becoming a burdensome stone. One of the major signs of the last days prior to the coming of the Lord. And it's happening. Jerusalem has already become that burdensome stone. Now, recently, Donald Trump announced that he was going to be moving the embassy. And, of course, what happened? I showed you this not too long ago, just last week, in one of my newer videos about the background, what was taking place in Israel, and how Israel was preparing to build the third temple and the infrastructure behind it to move mass numbers to the area of the Temple Mount where the temple is going to be built like Jesus indicates. Now I want to bring you to the Jerusalem Post that came out yesterday on the 19th of January. Look at this. U.S. to convert existing Jerusalem facility into embassy for 2019 opening. And this kind of information to the Muslims is really disturbing. Disturbing enough where countries are lining up and already telling us they're waiting for the order to attack the Jews, specifically over Jerusalem, the ownership of Jerusalem. And this is one of those articles. So I wanted you to take a look at this, and we'll continue. Washington, the Trump administration plans to retrofit an existing facility in Jerusalem into an embassy with the goal of moving its staff there from Tel Aviv in 2019. U.S. officials said on Thursday. The New York Times and the Wall Street Journal quoted U.S. officials on record who said the State Department plans to reconfigure an existing consular facility that the U.S. has operated out of Arona in West Jerusalem since 1948. Announcing the controversial move last month, U.S. President Donald Trump said he planned on setting forth architects and planners to design a new facility. And his Secretary of State Rex Tillerson has told reporters that a formal move would be at least 3 years off. But Trump and his son-in-law, Jared Kushner, who is leading the administration's peace push, have favored an expedient timetable, the Times reported. Tillerson continues to favor a longer time frame. The Secretary's primary focus is on security, said Steve Goldstein, Undersecretary of State for Diplomacy and Public Affairs. According to the Journal report, we will not be moving to a new facility. DUS building grids, the Green Line, which served as Israel's border before the 1967 war. We are going to retrofit a building for a 2019 opening, he continued. There is no plan for anything temporary. The Palestinian Authority has ceased formal communication with the Trump administration since the Jerusalem decision. So it only stands to reason Donald Trump is all for saving money. So instead of building a brand new facility from scratch, you'll take a facility that's right there in a Jerusalem vicinity and retrofit it and move right in then. But the bottom line is this: they are going to do it. And in the meantime, what do you see? You see news like the Malaysians getting ready to invade Jerusalem. And this should not surprise anyone who has read Zechariah chapter 12, where Jerusalem has in fact become that burdensome stone. So look what the Jews News said, January the 19th of 2018. Islamic Malaysia says its army is on standby, waiting for the signal to invade Jerusalem and take it from the Jews. The article says the following.
Kuala Lumpur, the Malaysian Armed Forces, MAF, are always ready for the signal and directives from the top leadership and head of state on the issue of Jerusalem. Defense Minister Hishamuddin Tun Hussein said the country should be prepared to face any eventuality. As the defense minister, I am confident that we will carry out any order from the Supreme Commander of the Malaysian Armed Forces, Yang di-Pertuan Agong, Sultan Muhammad V. Armed Forces Chief General Tan Sri Raja Muhammad Afandi Raja Muhammad Noor and the MAF are definitely ready. Mr. Hishamuddin, who is also UMNO Vice President, said when winding up the debate at the UMNO General Assembly 2017 on Saturday, December 9th.
Just a couple of days ago, I was reporting on my news network about Jerusalem and how in the background the Jews are building a massive transit system that is going to move literally millions of Jews right to the third temple that they tell us is going to be built. But not only that, in that Zechariah prophecy, it says all the nations will be coming against Jerusalem. So at the end of the day, no matter what Trump does, when he leaves as President of the United States, obviously someone else is going to take over that will be favoring the breakup of Jerusalem, if you will, and go against the nation of Israel to fulfill the Zechariah prophecy and also to fulfill the Ezekiel chapter 38 and 39, which is a war of Muslims advancing down into Jerusalem to try to wipe out Israel forever. And that's when the Lord steps in and defeats that massive army. But the news is littered with information pointing to several prophecies in the very near future.